As I've lived here, I've noticed that Swedes are weird, especially about food things. So, for example, at McDonald's, instead of French fries, you can order carrots with your meal. And people often enjoy an orange juice instead of a Coke. Matthias does this, both of these things. And I'm like, huh? You actually want carrots instead of French fries? He's like, yeah, they're good. Have you never had baby carrots? And I said, yeah, of course. But like, it's like kind of, I don't know, an appetizer or something that you eat with ranch sauce. Not here in Sweden. You order it at McDonald's. No joke. Another way Swedes are really weird is they don't eat chips or crisps as a side with a sandwich or a burger. Instead, they're treated kind of like popcorn, where you eat it by itself. Like when you're watching TV, you can have a bowl of chips, but you would never eat them with a burger or any other meal. Another way Swedes are totally weird with food is they love their salty licorice. Now, this has not salt, but ammonium chloride. It is extremely salty, and there are people who they curse and whatever on YouTube when they try this stuff. I was told beforehand, oh yes, they have this salty licorice. And so when my friend in Norway got me some, which is actually less salty than the Swedish version, I didn't make a face. I'm not very good at reaction videos like that because I'm just like, you're not going to mess with me, man. So anyway, this is billed as the saltiest licorice in the world. And I'm not sponsored or anything. It's funny because it's very like soft, and you can chew it. It's not hard, and the Swedes absolutely love it. The ammonium chloride creates this intensely salty taste. Matthias loves it. A lot of Swedes absolutely love it, and good on them. Another way Swedes are weird is they absolutely love food in tubes. So you can get brie in a tube, for example, roasted reindeer, caviar, and then we have a tomato puree. This one takes the place of canned tomato paste, which is common in the US, which I use for one of my casseroles. So I was like, well, where's the can? They don't have it in the can. They have it in this. And these are actually really good. I also have mayonnaise, and here we have the cheese. They're good because they have a very small opening. So you have the cap here with a little sort of cone shape at the end. When you open it up, it is sealed with a piece of aluminum, and that's why you use the cap. You turn it around and you poke a hole. Now, the reason this stays good for so long is that there's a very small amount that can be oxidized by air, that can be touched by the air. So even if you've had it in the fridge for a very long time, you squirt out just like a tiny bit and the rest is good. This is really awesome for keeping things fresh, including like mayonnaise and all kinds of stuff. If you haven't opened it yet, like this reindeer, I've probably had it for like 2 months, but it's been on my kitchen counter, not even refrigerated, and it's still good because it's sealed. It's, literally vacuum sealed inside this tube, and it doesn't go bad. It's kind of like having a canned good, except the can sort of envelops the item, and you have very, very little that can go bad, that can actually go bad because of the small opportunity for oxidation. So it's a really good, at first I thought they were really strange because it's like, okay, that's like a tube of toothpaste, because most of the food in America is not in tubes. It's not a thing. I know they tried to do yogurt and stuff and some other things, but for me, I always associate it with toothpaste. I feel like it's a little bit easier in Sweden because you're not just like squirting it down your throat. You put it on a sandwich or something. And so there's less association for me with that kind of toothpaste feel, but it is really, really efficient. It's a very good way of storing things. The only annoyance I have with it is like when you try to put these in your fridge, they don't stand up. So they're like lying sort of in a like, I don't know, on the door of the fridge. I need to get either an organizer or like a bin or something and put them in there instead, because they really are irritating. I think they even have special For some refrigerators, you can buy a thing that hangs on the top of the ceiling of the fridge that has these like little rack things. They hang them in the store by the cap because you can hang them like this if you put them on 2 wires. So I think they actually sell those for different fridges. That's very cool. Very cool. Another crazy thing that Swedes have is sandwich cake. Yes, it is actually a cake of sandwich. It is not sweet. It is totally savory. I did a whole nother video. If you look over there, I'm hoping I remember to link it to you. But yeah, it's cool. It's a very beloved type of food that you eat on a special occasion. And I find it would be really efficient even just for like a meeting of friends, or just you get together at your house or whatever and you just buy the sandwich cake and everybody gets a piece. So I really enjoyed my experience having sandwich cake, and I hope you get to try one day because they're really great. Okay, another way Swedes are weird. They don't use as many preservatives and artificial colors in their food. Weird, huh? Some of the stuff that Americans use in food makes that food illegal in the EU. It is actually banned because of the damaging stuff, the toxic stuff that American companies put in food. Be warned. Weird, huh? Another thing that I found fascinating in Sweden is that we have summer and winter potatoes, right? So summer potatoes are never to be mashed, I'm told. I've done it anyway and they're delicious. But winter potatoes apparently have a sort of harder skin, so they need to be peeled. Summer potatoes don't. They don't need to be peeled. Winter potatoes taste different. I will say they do taste different. Summer potatoes have this like warm, buttery feel taste to them. They do taste different. And there's like a particular date when all Swedes know that the potatoes are now summer potatoes. And then there's another date where they're all winter potatoes. I don't know these dates yet. Maybe I'll get Matthias to tell me, but it's funny though, how like it's a thing here. In America, when I had potatoes, you just go to the store, get your Idaho potatoes. It's the same all year round. It's fine. They're also big. They're like this big, but in Sweden, our potatoes like this big. They're very small. And so it's a very different experience here. And especially being told, no, you don't do this with summer potatoes. Summer potatoes we like to boil just until they're right. You get a pricker. You have to have a special pricker. Fork will not do. Matthias actually bought me a pricker because a fork will not do. You prick them, and when they're soft, you drain them, and then you can put them on your plates. You cut them usually in quarters. Sometimes we put dill on top of them. Sometimes we get butter, like some Café de Paris or some other. They have some fancy butters, or you can make it yourself. You just get a hunk of butter and kind of work it a bit with like a fork or 2 forks. And then you put in a bunch of spices and then mix it in with the forks and then put it in the fridge again. So it kind of like makes it hard again. And so after you make this at the beginning of the cooking session. And so by the time you're ready to eat, you can take that butter out of the fridge, just put a portion on your plate. And when you're eating the potatoes, you slice off a little bit of butter, put it on the piece of potato, and then eat it together. It's quite nice, actually. And you don't necessarily want to melt the butter on the potato. It's okay if it's cold and hard. It's all right. It's just kind of an interesting mix of textures and flavors and temperatures, actually, at that point. It's kind of cool. Kind of cool. Okay, Swedes are weird in the most wonderful way. They love sauce on everything. Not just gravy. We're not talking about gravy. And I'm told that there's a difference between gravy and sauce. Gravy, Matthias says, is made with like the juices of the cooking, the frying of the meat or the cooking of the meat in the pan. And then you don't mix it necessarily with anything else. Now, sauce, he says, is where you add cream. And we add cream to like everything. It's actually really good. I enjoy having different sauces, and he makes all kinds of sauces. There are very specific kinds of sauce you can make, but when we cook at home, We usually just, take the leavings from the pan, the different kind of juices and all the stuff that was cooked with the meat. Maybe add some stock flavor to the kind of meat it is, either if it's fish, lamb, beef, chicken, vegetable. There are more. There's like veal and all kinds of other stuff. I have many in my cabinet. There are many kinds. And then you might, reduce it or add a thickening agent like cornstarch to make it a little bit thicker. And that's really nice. I love having sauce, but they have to have sauce with everything, even hamburgers. This is kind of foreign to me, and I don't like hamburger sauce. It's actually called hamburgere sauce, and I don't like it. It's very sweet to me, and it's not great. So I always have to ask for no sauce on my hamburger. Sometimes, though, they'll have like an aioli sauce or a truffle sauce. Those are pretty good. Those are not sweet usually. So I will try those. But yeah, Swedes got to have their sauce with every darn thing. Another weird thing Swedes do, and this will be completely alien to Americans, they have open-faced sandwiches. Now, I find this kind of cool. I grew up with this because my parents were European, and I didn't have it myself, but I watched my father have these like open-faced sandwiches, and I find that I like it better. It's a better ratio of bread to meat. You actually get to taste the flavors of the meat and the other toppings on your sandwich, like the lettuce and other kinds of things, mustard, whatever. It's not very convenient to take with you, I guess. I guess you could put plastic over the top of it. Why not? I never thought about it that way. But I think the ratio is much better because I think American ways of eating, it's way too many carbs. So if you eliminate literally half the carbs of a sandwich, that's pretty good, and you get more flavor along the way. I like it. Okay, here's a weird thing, and I'll show you a menu. You can find French fries, chili cheese poppers, mozzarella sticks, and chicken wings, those 4 things, at 99% of all fast food places and probably all regular restaurants as well. For some reason, all of those like sort of snacky things you can find everywhere. At a sushi place, at a pizza place, at a Chinese place, anywhere you can think of, you can find. I'm not talking about just like McDonald's or a burger place. You can find the French fries, chili cheese poppers, mozzarella sticks, and chicken wings everywhere. Everywhere. Yes, you can even get chicken wings at McDonald's. It's kind of crazy. It's kind of crazy. So let me know what you think about any or all of these weird Swedes. So let me know what you think about any or all of these weird things that Swedes have in the food sector. And if any of them look delicious enough for you to try, thank you so very much for joining me. Take care of yourselves and each other, and I'll see you next time.
Vabbè, che fai? Arab confezione,